I see it in the way you breathe, like something you just can't release. Your silence louder than the rain. Yeah, you know that kind of pain. You don't speak, but I can tell. You've been walking through your hell. Every step feels just the same, carrying that hidden pain. Long nights staring at the wall, waiting for the past to fall. But it echoes in your brain, every memory, every pain. You keep strong, don't let it show, but inside you're breaking slow. Every smile feels so fake, like your heart might finally break. You gave love and got it back in a way that left you cracked. Now you're guarded like a flame after everything that pain. No one saw you fall apart. You just lied to hide your heart. Built your walls, stayed the same, just to live with all that pain. Pretending who you are. Sometimes you just sit alone, feeling like you've lost your home. Even when you're not to blame, you still carry all that pain. You don't trust like you once did. Too much truth you had to hide. Now your heart just plays it safe after everything you faced. But you're here, you didn't fall. You survived it after all. Every scar still knows your name, proof you lived through all that pain. And one day it won't feel the same. You won't carry all that pain, but tonight just let it be. Let the blues set you free. Every soul can't let it go. Things you'll never let them know. Every day you play your role, but it's tearing at your soul. You don't cry, you don't break, even when your heart might shake. Still you move through every strain, holding all that silent pain. Every breath feels like a fight through another sleepless night. Still you stand in pouring rain, just to live with all that pain. No one knows what you've become, all the things that you outrun, all the things that still remain deep inside that heavy pain. You keep going, you don't stop, even when you feel you drop, even when you lose the flame. You keep playing through the pain. Every step you take is slow. Every place you used to go feels so distant, feels so strange, like your life has rearranged. You deeper into pain. Still you try, still you fight, still you reach for any light, even when it feels insane. Still you move through all that pain. You became what you had to, just to make it halfway through. Lost yourself along the way, just to see another day. Now you stand but feel so low. Still you carry what you know. Every memory remains in that heavy soul of pain. But you didn't fall apart, even with a broken heart. Every scar became your name, proof you lived through all that pain. Heavy soul, don't give in. This is not the final end. Even pain can lose its reign when you rise above the pain. Just walked away, left you in your darkest day. Still you stayed, you didn't fall. You faced life and took it all. one saw the fight inside, all the tears you had to hide. Every time you felt the strain, still you stood through all that pain. You don't ask, you don't plead, you just give what others need. Even when it breaks your soul, you still play your quiet role. You build strength from losing all, from the times you had to crawl. Now you stand but not the same, changed forever by that pain. Every friend that turned to dust took a piece of all your trust. Now your heart just stays restrained, guarded by that silent pain. Still you wake, still you try,
Still you wake, still you try.
still you look up to the sky,
To the sky.
hoping something breaks the chain of that never-ending pain. Yeah, you don't show what you feel,
What you feel,
you just learn to make it real.
make it real.
Through the days and through the rain, you keep moving through the pain. You feel lost but still you stand, holding life in shaking hands. Every step you take again is a fight against the pain. Yeah. You remember who you were before everything got blurred, before love became a game and trust turned into pain. Now you walk this road alone, in a place you've never known. Still you carry every chain,
Carry every chain,
from your past and all that pain.
all that pain.
But you didn't disappear,
But you didn't disappear.
you are stronger standing here.
You are stronger standing here.
Every scar became your name, proof you lived through all that pain. And one day you'll feel the light, after all those endless nights. But for now, just play that song. You've been strong for far too long. Lost inside your own mind, searching for what you can't find. Every road feels the same, every step records towards the pain. You don't know where to go, but you never let it show. Still you move through the rain, holding on through all that pain. Every dream that fell apart left a crack inside your heart. Still you carry every chain from the past and all that pain. You keep walking, don't look back, even when your hope is cracked, even when you feel the strain. Still you breathe through all that pain. You don't stop, you don't break, even when your hands will shake, even when it feels unsafe. Still you live through all that pain. You fight alone in a place you never know, where your thoughts just replay all the things you couldn't say. You remember who you were before everything got blurred, before love became a game and trust turned into pain. Now you walk without a guide, with your shadows by your side. Every step you take again is a fight against the pain. Still you rise, still you stand, holding life in shaking hands. Even when you feel the rain, you don't fall beneath the pain. You are lost, but still you breathe. That alone is victory. Every breath you take again breaks a piece of that old pain. You don't see how strong you've grown through the nights you stood alone. Every scar still knows your name, proof you lived through all that pain. One day it won't feel the same. You won't carry all that pain, but tonight just let it be. Let the blues set your soul free. the darkest nights, through the tears and through the fights. Even when you almost fell, you kept walking through your hell. Every time you felt alone, you still found your way back home. Even when you lost your flame, you rebuilt from all that pain. You don't see how far you've come, all the things that you've become. Every scar tells your name. You survived through all that pain. You don't break the way you did, now you keep it deep within. But your strength still remains, through the years and through the pain. Every loss that cut you deep, every night you couldn't sleep, every tear that never came, built a fire through your pain. You kept going, didn't fall, even when you lost it all. Even when you felt the strain, you kept walking through the pain. You don't beg, you don't plead,
You don't beg, you don't
you just give what others need.
You just give what others need.
Even when it breaks your soul,
Even when it breaks your soul,
you still play your quiet role. You remember every scar, every time you went too far, every time you took the blame, just to hold on through the pain. Still you stand, still you fight,
still you stand, still you fight,
still you search for any light.
still you search for any light.
Even when it feels insane,
When it feels insane,
still you rise above the pain.
oh, 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 oh.
You became what you had to, just to make it halfway through. Lost yourself along the way, just to live another day. But you're here, you didn't fall,
To hear me fall,
you survived it after all.
survived it after all.
Every scar became your name,
Became your name.
proof you lived through all that pain. Now you stand, stronger soul, finally starting to feel whole. Every loss was not in vain. You survived through all that pain. Oh, oh, oh. You don't scream, you stay quiet, but inside you start a riot. Every word you couldn't say still is echoing today. People see you, think you're fine, but they don't living deep inside. You don't run, you don't fall, you just don't feel much at all. Like your soul just learned to fade after all the mess it made. But at night it all returns, every memory that burns, every face, every name, bringing back that same old pain. Still you rise, still you go, even when your heart says no. Even when you feel insane, still you walk through all that pain. No one hears your silent scream, no one knows what you have seen, but your story still remains written deep inside that pain. You survived what broke the rest, even when you had no rest. Every scar still calls your name, proof you lived through all that pain. Let it out, don't hold it in. That's the way you start to win. Even pain can set you free when you let it finally be. Too much weight on your back, too many things that you lack. Still you walk through the air, holding on to all that pain. Every day feels like a test. No more strength, no more rest. Still you fight through the strain, living deep inside that pain. You kept giving all you had, even when it turned out bad. Now you're left with what remains, broken trust and silent pain. No one knew the price you paid, all the nights you stayed awake, all the tears that never came, locked inside your hidden pain. You don't cry, you don't scream, they return again and again, like a storm inside your head. Every love that walked away left you colder every day. Now you struggle to remain through the weight of all that pain. You don't ask for sympathy, you just wanna finally breathe. But it feels like every chain pulls you back into that pain. Still you stand, still you try, even when you question why. Even when it feels insane, still you walk through all that pain. You became what you had to, just to make it halfway through. Lost yourself along the way, just to live another day. But you're stronger than you know, even if it doesn't show. Every scar, every stain means you lived through all that pain. One day you will feel it fade, all the weight you once displayed. But tonight just play that song and keep moving through it all. Skies don't lie, they always show. All the things you didn't know. Every cut, every bruise, every time you had to lose. You believed, you gave your all, just to watch it slowly fall. Now you question what is real. Every time you try to feel. You don't trust the way you did. Too much truth you had to hide. Now your heart stays locked away. Every single day. Every touch feels cold and strange, like your soul has slowly changed. After everything you faced, nothing feels the same. You remember every fall, every time you gave your all, every time you took the blame, just to hold on through the pain. Now you move, but not the same, carrying a different name, one that's built from broken chains and a life of silent pain. You don't cry the way you did. Now you just suppress it in. your skin. Every scar that's deep within. Still you try to feel again. Still you try to trust again. But it's hard to break the chain of remembering that pain. You gave love and lost control. Now you guard your fragile soul. Even when you feel the flame, you remember all that pain. Still you stand, still you breathe. Still you try to just believe that one day it won't remain. All the weight of that old pain. Scars don't lie, but they prove everything you made it through. Every loss was not in vain. You survived through all that pain. Let them stay, don't erase. They remind you of your place. Not in sorrow, not in chains, but beyond your deepest pain.